underdog here?
It's a good time of year. I think everyone's excited to be out there, and it's just a great environment for football. Great team. It's a great matchup, so hopefully we play our best game.
Every year is different as you walk into, whether it be the regular season, the postseason, and try to go forward. What makes this year different than all the others?
What makes this year different than?
What makes this team this year, kind of the feeling you have different than maybe the last couple of years?
I'm not sure. This is a, unique team. It's not going to be the same next year. Just going to have to make the best of it.
When you think about past matchups with Phillip Rivers, a lot of people will look at it and say your teams have had a lot of success, but just match up with him. What stands out to you from those games over the years?
Yeah, he's a great player, and they've had a lot of great teams at San Diego over the years, led by him, and he's just a great passer, tough, very accurate. He's a great leader. So I think when I think about that team, it's just he's an emotional leader, and he always gets those guys going. They always have a good offense. So it's a good team. Obviously they're good in all three phases, and they've won a lot of games this year. Gone on the road a bunch, so they're very mentally tough, and it's going to take our best to win.
Do you feel the compete level go up when you see a guy like Rivers, you face a guy like him, or Manning over the years, those kind of guys, because he fights till the very last snap, that kind of guy.
Yeah, he does. They've been behind a few times this year too, and they keep fighting, and they're back in it. They down 14 to KC with 4 minutes left. They were down a bunch to the Steelers, and you just can't count them out. So, like I said, they play well together as a team. So, as complementary units, kind of what we try to do. They're really well coached, and it's a great challenge. It'll be a fun game.
Tom, teams who have been successful against you guys in the postseason have gotten pressure off the edge. How concerned are you, Bosa and Ingram, right there? And is there an extra emphasis on those guys this week?
Yeah, they're great players, and both of them. Anytime you got two pass rushers, it makes it tough to stop. For an offense, because you give attention to one guy, the other guy's got kind of a free pass, so it's tough. I think that's why they're one of the best defense in the league, because they got guys that rush, and anytime you can play that style, the ball comes out faster than the offense would like it to. I think those guys really play hard on defense. They have a good interior rush, obviously a good edge rush, very instinctive players in the secondary, very good safeties, good corners. So it's a very good defense.
When you've been playing as long as and at a high level as you have and as Phillip has, you set sort of a record for being the oldest tandem in the postseason.
Nice and old.
78 years and 198 days old. It actually breaks a record that you and Peyton had as the oldest couple. I mean, what is your reaction to setting another age record?
That's a pretty good one right there. That's pretty cool. It's just fun to be around. I'm out there today practicing, and it's, whatever, degrees out, 10 degrees, 15 degrees, the real feel, and I'm sitting here just playing with my friends, throwing a football around. So it's just a great blessing to be able to do it, and do it, here for this team, which I've loved to do. Phillip's been on the same team. It means a lot. So we all work hard to get to this point. These things aren't guaranteed. Very tough to get to this point in the season. Every team 4 months ago thought they'd be playing in these games. The reality is that's not the way the NFL is. So, we're very fortunate, and we've got to go out and try to take advantage of it.
Last week,
Tom, we talked to J.C. Jackson this week about playing in his first playoff game, and he said, of course I'm nervous, but I'm excited and I feel ready. This is far from your first playoff game, but how do you kind of ease the emotions of those guys who are going through it for the first time?
Yeah, those guys are, it's Coach does a great job preparing all the younger players. The veterans kind of know what to expect, but Coach has different ways of kind of letting those guys know what it's going to be like and what they should expect. There's obviously more emotion and energy. There's more attention, and these are big games. But you play the game to be in these moments and have these opportunities, and to give your team a chance to advance. So hopefully we go out and play our best game of the year.
You mentioned
The Chargers use a lot of, last week they used 7 defensive backs a lot. Before that, last week's they've used 6 defensive backs.
Yep.
Do you enjoy that challenge? Because obviously with more defensive backs on the field, it's tougher to throw the ball, maybe a more run game.
Yeah.
You would sort of enjoy that challenge as a quarterback. You've really got to find those creases in the zone if they're playing cover 3.
Yeah, they're good pass players, and I think that, anytime you get a lot of DBs out there on the field, you got to be cognizant because they cover more ground than maybe some bigger linebackers. They've had some injury at linebacker this year, and I think they like playing with those guys anyway. They're good players. They're very instinctive. They obviously know what they're doing, and I think anytime you go into the last, the game they had last week, you don't know that's going to be the last game of the year. You put your best out there, and they obviously went with what they thought was best, putting a lot of DBs on the field, and we've talked about a lot of different scenarios, and we're prepared. So it's a big challenge either way. I think they're very good defense, very good scheme, very good players, very well coached, and they don't give you anything easy. So we're gonna have to go out and earn it.
Tom, how beneficial was the bye for the team as a whole, and I guess for you, but also what's your confidence in just the state of the offense and where things are right now?
This is the time of year we gotta go out and be at our best. So it all comes down to this. It's a production-based league, and regardless of what's happened to this point, it's about winning this game. And if you don't play great, really in all 3 phases, I don't think there's anytime you play good teams, you can't expect one phase of your team to carry you. It's got to be a great complementary game. We're playing against a team that's played as well as any team all season. So we want to go out and play well as an offense. Our defense has to play well. We have to play well in the kicking game. It's everybody's kind of at the point of attack.
Where's that line as a team where you're throwing around the football at practice with your friends to you got to have that intensity to play this game on Sunday and move forward?
Yeah, it's been, it's always pretty intense. It's just naturally, again, you feel the emotion, the energy is a little bit different, these weeks. And we've been preparing hard the last 2 weeks. This is our last day of practice today. Get a little rest tomorrow and kind of fine-tune some things, and then get out there on Sunday and try to play a great game.
Tom, could you talk about your relationship with Rob Gronkowski and how it's evolved, from 2011 to now? You guys seem to be closer off the field and on the field.
Yeah, I think it's been we're pretty. We've always had great communication because when offensive players see each other a lot, and I've been in a lot of meetings with Rob over the years, a lot of practices, games, biggest moments, and I just love to see how he's developed as a player, as a person, teammate, friend, everything. He's just a great player. He's been just a great player for this organization, and I can't say enough good things about him.
Tom, do you have to remind
downplaying the cold weather this morning. You in the past have said you like having the cold weather with warm weather teams coming in. What is the distinct advantage you guys have with the weather?
Well, I just think, the ability to practice in it like today, it's very similar to what we're going to get on Sunday. So just knowing, again, how many layers you got to put on and kind of how you're going to feel. We didn't have the nice warm heated benches out there like we will on Sunday. But, it's cold, and that's just part of this time of year. But it's good to be playing when it's cold out. It's good to be playing this time of year in Foxborough. And the weather changed a little bit yesterday. It snowed at the start, and then got sunny, then got cloudy, then got windy, then got sunny, and it's just a bunch of different things. So just to practice in it, we're prepared for it, and hopefully we can use some of the things we learned to our advantage.
You talked about the challenge of facing 2 pass rushers, a team that has 2 good pass rushers. Can you scheme things into a game plan to help slow those guys down in a given week?
I think you just can't make it a all pass game. You got to be able to stay balanced, and I don't think you can just let them tee off on you all day. I think part of being a great offense is making them defend everything, and that's run game, pass game, short passes, long passes, quick passes. We got a lot of different schemes and so forth. We always have, but hopefully we can play well at the start, get ahead, play on our terms. It's a great way to play the game, especially when you play guys who really are great rushing the quarterback.
Do you want to take the ball if you guys want to kick the coin toss?
We take the ball?
Would you like to?
Not my decision. Yeah.
Tom, you mentioned that you feel blessed to throw the football around with your teammates out there today. And obviously, it's a playoff game, and you've studied probably the Chargers as well as anybody. But you have to remind your teammates it's still football. Go out there and have fun. You don't want to get too stiff. And you seem to be enjoying this year a lot, too.
Yeah, I think, it's still just a game we played our whole lives. It's not, anything different than that. I mean, once the ball's kicked off, it's one game. And like I said, regardless of anything that's happened this year, this one game from the kickoff on is what's going to determine, who moves on. So it doesn't matter if you're 16-0, whatever, 10-6, we both have the same chances, and it's whoever plays the best game. And again, it's a football game, so this isn't warfare. This is a football game. We're going to go try to play it as well as we can.
Tom, you played about as much January football as anyone. What's your process for figuring out, all right, how many layers, what sort of equipment you're going to wear for a particular temperature?
I've had a lot of practice here, so probably a couple thousand. So I just know what to do, know what to wear. It's good. It's a good part of being experienced. So the more you do your job, the better chance you have to adjust to whatever's out there. And again, I've been doing it for a long time. Hopefully it goes out and plays well. All right. Thank you, guys.